No, you are so not running.
Don't you need a ride home?
I'm good. Later. Can you give us a ride? Normally Trey would, but we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let me introduce today's new character. It's DJ Barbie Chrissy. Yeah. He's here for you, and I'm telling you, Ken is bad and he's nasty. Don't like Ken because I'm DJ Barbie Chrissy. Yeah. Hey guys, DJ Wonder Chrissy here, and I'm playing the character of Barbie today. I guess it did pretty well over the weekend, so I figured why not? Seeing a lot of weird videos on YouTube with Barbie themes, so I think I've bought nieces quite a few Barbies in the past, but hey, we give it a try. So anyway, yeah, let me take this off. Oh, it's way too tight. This is Susie-Q's winter jacket that she's had it's like a ladies medium. Oh my God, it doesn't fit me. So, today I got a couple of topics I want to talk about seriously. Let's get over Barbie, but, you know, they're making Ken out to be like like an idiot. And it really upsets me that that's happening, because I always thought Ken was a cool dude, and him and Barbie were great together, but I guess not. Anyway, so let's talk about strikes. This country has become nothing more than a bunch of strikes. We have yellow transit, or the yellow lines, is got some serious problems. There's 30,000 employees, 22,000 truckers or Teamsters that work for Yellow Freight, I guess it's called. They're heading towards a strike, and it's not looking good, and the Teamsters want more money. I can respect that, but the company's in shambles. It is truly in shambles, and it may not make it another week. I'm hearing anybody that does shipping is just staying away from Yellow because they see the writing on the wall that they're headed to a strike, and they don't want their product caught up in the network and unable to get at it. So that's killing Yellow also. If you go back to some older videos that I've done, you'll know I used to have a contact in the freight industry. I used to work for Hub, H-U-B. They do freight, shipping, and logistics, and they also rent out containers here in the U.S. that are used by trains and trucks and all sorts of stuff. So that company was growing in leaps and bounds about a year ago, and since post-pandemic, they just crashed, and my source actually left that company. He says there's been a lot of layoffs there, or people leaving because there just wasn't enough volume into the industry anymore. So they started cutting back seriously, and as far as I know, it's still not back to a high volume scenario at this point in time. So we got Yellow Freight, we got UPS heading towards strikes, and who knows who else, right? I mean, it just seems like strikes popping up here and there. That's not going to be good for the economy. The economist in me says that's not going to be good for the economy. The other thing, going back to commercial mortgage, I was talking to one of my buddies here in the neighborhood a couple days ago, and he brought something up, and I'm starting to see more and more of this, that cities and towns, large cities and towns, are starting to put pressure on companies to come back to the office. And this makes sense because cities, if they don't have workers there, that impacts their revenue. of the city, because they're not buying coffee, they're not buying donuts, they're not buying lunch, and they're not going out after work and having drinks. So that's all revenue that the cities aren't seeing. On the flip side, if there's no employees at the building, and say the company owns the building in some way, shape, or form, their occupancy is down, if they're leasing some of that space out, and as a result, their value of their building's going down. And, at some point, those building owners are going to ask for the city to reduce their tax bill too, because the value of those properties just plummeted, right? So they're not going to want to pay their normal tax rate. So there's this whole vicious circle around tax revenue that cities are starting to figure that out, that, hey, we need revenue, and the only way to get revenue is to get these workers back in the office. So yesterday there was an article in the Daily Herald. There's a company called Zurich American that has been headquartered in Schaumburg for many years, and they used to be it's called the Zurich Towers. They rented or leased space there. Huge tower in Schaumburg, right next to Woodfield Mall for many years. And then maybe 3 years ago, this designer created this very nice building that got all sorts of accolades. I think it's owned by Motorola. It's on Motorola's old campus, but they're leasing it to Zurich North America. And if you don't know, that's like an umbrella company for other insurance companies like Zurich and Farmers. Farmers falls underneath Zurich North America. So anyway, the city, Schaumburg, enticed or gave incentives to Zurich to move or stay in Schaumburg and move to this new location. And I guess Zurich has 3,000 employees based there, and there's the key. So the Schaumburg economic, there's the birds again there, folks. We got the birds here again today. They just keep coming back. I don't know. I guess it must be the free bird seed that I give them that keeps them coming back for more. But anyway, so the economic committee of Schaumburg is at the point now, they're saying, hey, we gave this company economic incentives or money, right? They gave taxpayer money to this company to stay in town based on that they would have X number of workers and that they would show up to work 5 days a week. So kudos, I guess, to Schaumburg that they're starting to put pressure on Zurich American to put up or shut up or get some of your employees back to work so they can generate tax revenue in our municipality so we can keep the life of taxation going. So there you have it. That's just one example. So I expect to see Chicago do something similar underneath the sheets. It may not get publicity, but also Zurich. And then what triggered this was Zurich. That new building that they're in has over 750,000 square feet. They put up for lease half of that, like 360,000 square feet of office space they were going to sublease. And that triggered the anger of Schaumburg. I know in the past, 9 months or so, I've seen Meta and Amazon and Salesforce in Chicago try to sublease some of their office space in downtown Chicago. So it's happening. The subleasing is happening, but I don't know how successful it is. So I'm here to tell you, you're going to see cities and municipalities start to put the pressure on some of their large corporations to bring their employees back to the office. And like I said, my buddy that I was talking to, he used to work for a healthcare company. I won't mention the company, but he said he had been talking. He no longer works there, and he said he was talking to some of his ex-employees or ex-mates at this healthcare company, and they were saying that they were starting to bring people back to the office a little a little more for some reason. So there you go. The push to go back to the office is on. And, if I was a worker, I guess I would, especially if I was a young worker, I think I'd want to be in the office. But you never know with these Gen Zs, because that's how you learn stuff. I mean, you're going to learn more about the business if you have some experts around you. And that's, unfortunately, Gen Zs, that means older people like me around to teach you the ins and outs and the mistakes that they've made in the past. And it's best to do that in a work environment, not a remote environment. Things just take twice as long in a remote environment, especially if you're like doing collaboration or large scale team projects. I worked on some of those in my days. It just took twice as long to do anything. And I know when we had large projects, especially when they went live, they would force us to come back into the office and work out of a conference room with tables and all the people in there, because when you run into an issue, you got the person right there. You don't have to make 2 or 3 phone calls and wait for a call back. Person's right there. Everyone knows what your problem is. They know how that, who's going to fix it and how it's going to get fixed. And things move just twice, if not 3 times faster. So, I understand people are lazy. Did I say that? Lazy? The young workers are lazy. I'm sorry to tell you guys. And if you're a young worker watching, that's the truth. Sorry to tell you. But anyway, yeah. So that's what I got for today. Where are we at? We're at 11 minutes. I think we can end it right here. We had a visit from DJ Barbie Chrissy today. And, I heard like Friday. I have a relative that works in the North Shore, the affluent North Shore of Chicago. He said everyone and their uncle, he works at a grocery store. Let me tell you that. He works at a grocery store called Sunset Foods. And he said he had all these female customers are wearing hot pink into the store, to the point where like halfway through the day he asked, "What's up with all these people wearing hot pink?" And then someone told him it was all about the rage of the Barbie movie. So that's why I wore hot pink, or I don't know, it's pink. That's the best thing I could do for you guys. It could barely fit into it today. So there you go, over and out. DJ Wonder, Chrissy, and don't strike on me. Yeah, do not strike.